Hi all. Today we will discuss on idealism. It's a Western philosophy which influences education. So it's a series of presentations and planning on different schools of philosophies from West. So this idealism as a philosophy. In this presentation, I am going to describe its various principles as a first part of the presentation. So let's see the meaning of idealism. What is idealism? It's the most traditional philosophy, as you know, and it is very strong at present as well. So that's the significance of idealism. That school of philosophy, that school of thought is the most ancient as well as which is going along with other modern perceptions, modern thoughts. So there are different views on idealism, such as it is ideaism or idealism. So what is the significance? What is the stress on which, whether it is on idea or ideal? So what is an idea or what is an ideal? How these things are differentiated? That we shall try to understand first. So idea, according to idealist, ideas are all pervading, everlasting, unchangeable, permanent, and perfect. So ideas are perfect. Ideas are permanent. They are everlasting, unchangeable. Because their ultimate reality, according to idealism, idea. So ideas are there. Matter is not real. Ideas are real. Matter we can destroy, destruct, or transform. We can change, but ideas cannot be changed. So that's why the followers of idealism, they gave supreme emphasis to idea. So then what is an ideal? So what is the difference between idea and ideal? Ideal is the identity of the best out of the best, unchallengeable. It's an end. It's a state of perfection. These are the explanations that we can give for ideal. So it's a state of perfection. You might have heard about ideal teachers, ideal leaders. So they are some representation of perfection, the best. We cannot challenge. It's an end. We cannot go further. So that's the ideal concept. So whether this is idea or ideal, on the basis of these two lines of thought, there are different branches or different forms of idealism. We are not going into the detail of such classification and various forms of idealism because our scope of discussion is how idealism influences education. So for that we are just going to understand some major principles of idealism also. So this idea concept, it is proposed by Plato and all. And for Aristotle, he further extend the concept of idea as essence. Idea as essence. It is essence of something. It is not the object, but the essence make it. The idea of making something. For example, a table. We can destroy a table. We can burn it down into ashes. but the idea of table, it remain intact. So that's its essence, or that's the idea. So this idealism can be an ideaism or idealism. A idea can be taken up into a perfection also. So idea can be a rude idea, or it can be a perfect idea. So there also is a range in idea also, and at the perfect end we can say an idea as ideal. So the philosophy of idealism, we already seen that it's the most traditional one, the oldest school of philosophy, and it was originated through Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and so on. Though Socrates is considered as the initiation point of so many thinking, but all his works were compiled by Plato, and the credit of this origination or the doctrines of this idealism is more on Plato. Actually, we don't know before Socrates is some kind of thoughts are there, because nothing has been recorded. So Socrates also, he is also is not interested to make a record of his ideas. It is Plato who did from the conversation between him and his teacher Socrates. So there are various forms of idealism later on, because there will be conflict of thoughts regarding these ideas, idealism, then spiritualism, and some kind of those line of thought regarding ideal, that perfection. Some group of people propose the supernatural powers, God as an end, God as perfection, and such a group of people form a form of idealism as spiritualism, spirituality, and from that spirit itself, there is a true spirit as well as a God, and there is a difference between the spirit and religion. So there are different forms of such idealism. So we are not going into the details of such here. And whatever it is, in all these forms of idealism, ideality of reality or ideality as reality is the basic aspects of all these forms of philosophy, thus for idealism as well. So ideality, so it is that originality, that's the reality. The idea or ideal is the reality. Then perceptibility of reality. These are the two different forms of reality. There is an ideal reality. An idea is there, and it is perfect, it is permanent. And what we perceive about that reality, that's another reality. That is our perception, what we consider about that, or what we think about the use of a table. For example, we are already seen table as an example. So what is the use of a table? So it's our perception. In a classroom, a student table, what are its uses? You can keep your belongings there. You can write by placing your book or paper there. You can have your meals there, snacks, or sometimes you can sit upon. And at extreme cases, you can scribble on the table in anticipation that for helping copying something from at the time of your exams. So all these are perceptible realities. You are perceiving the use of table in that way, which is entirely different from what actually it is made up of. So there is an ideal reality and a reality on the basis of perception of individuals. Okay. Now let us see the principles of idealism. So it is already clear that ideas are real. Ideas are the end, or they are only real. We can change everything on the basis of ideas. So ideas are real. So the world is moving on the basis of different ideas. And mind is important than matter. It is not the matter, but the mind is important. Because we already seen that we perceive things means our mind perceive things in different ways. And our mind generates different ideas. So that mind is real, not the matter. Because matter can be transformed, destroyed, destructed. But ideas are not. Then they believed in two worlds. One is the physical world, that the world in which we are existing, we are living. The environment in which we are living, that's a physical world. And there is a world beyond this. And different forms of idealism have different perceptions on the other world. So those who gave more emphasis on spirituality, spiritualism, then God. So they consider the other world as the spiritual world, a physical world and a spiritual world, a world beyond the present world in which we are existing. And the life in this world they consider as the preparation for the life in the other world, the spiritual world. So it's a perception of the spiritual school of thought or religious school of thought in idealism. So in other case also there is a physical world, that is a perceptible world as well as an ideal world. So anyway, for idealism they consider there are two worlds, this physical world and a world beyond. So you can get some additional readings regarding idealism in this link. It's the link of the famous Encyclopedia Britannica. So that's the end of this presentation on basic aspects of idealism. We are not going into the details of how idealism influence education in this presentation, but this idealism, its basic aspects, principles, etc. as a background of our further discussion. So thanks for watching the presentation. Thank you all. See the next presentation on the second part of idealism to understand how idealism influences education. So thank you all.